Nice. We every week, and I mean every week, will bring you solutions right here on LinkedIn Live. My name is Paulette Rigo. My role here is Director of Coaching and Management here for Divorce Right. My role is one of assessing employee situations and personally matching them to an expert divorce coach that meets their personal needs. And I'm joined with Vicki Townsend. Vicki is the president of Divorce Right, and I'm so glad you're here to join us. Our mission here at Divorce Right is that we are here to support companies and employees during divorce so that employees can get out of overwhelm and show up as their best self and save their companies time, money, and improve employee retention.
Well, I am so excited to do this with you today, Paulette. Thank you so much for including me on this wonderful journey that we're on together. So today we're going to be talking about how you can add divorce support to your employees, for your benefit. And it's a challenge, right? This is divorce has been for years and years and years has been just very taboo. It's been a very taboo subject to address at work. But in 2010, there was a study that shows that not dealing with this issue costs US companies and government agencies over $300 billion a year in lost productivity. And that was 12 years ago. I can only imagine what it's like today. I'm going to guess it's probably closer to maybe 500 billion. That would be a good guess, I think, and that's why we have to say and come to face the fact that ignoring the problem is the problem. Managing divorcing employees has always kind of been off limits. It's not been something that we're very comfortable with. It's their personal problems. It's them. I shouldn't get involved. We shouldn't get involved. It's not our place. But your employees are going through one of the most devastating events in their lives, and it actually ends up costing your company more money than it actually costs the employee going through it. And that's in ways of lost productivity. And, divorce is probably the most expensive operating expense that your company doesn't even know that it has.
Mm. The work I do, where I'm in the trenches with employees going through divorce, where I come in as the expert as a certified divorce coach, a mediator, and someone that really is an expert in all aspects of divorce, helping them manage it. I know personally that having an employee that's going through divorce, or just anyone that's really working with the company and is looking for a company that's going to support them, those employees are truly seeking companies that are committed to supporting them as individuals. They're looking for companies that will invest in them personally, in their training and development, and they're seeking flexibility. We know, I know personally just from seeing this, that when you're recruiting new talent, it is becoming harder and harder and harder, especially since the beginning of COVID. Many employees love working from home. They don't want to go back to work, and many are looking for more supportive and fulfilling careers with employers that truly care about them on a human level. They don't want to feel like just another number. They're looking for a human touch. It's essential to recruiting and, most importantly, retaining talent. I also find that companies have mental health and legal benefits. It's quite typical for companies to have those benefits, either legal benefits that are at a discounted rate or they're available to them. And it's pretty easy for those companies to add divorce counseling or mental health benefits are different than divorce benefits. They just don't know because we're the first of its kind. Now we step in and give those divorce coaching benefits to supporting employees. Our coaches are in the trenches of divorce and have been for many, many years. We understand every aspect of divorce, unlike other professionals. We also address the legal strategy, the baseline to determine what direction their case might go in, and strategy for them personally for their own goals and needs. We address their finances for the future, their children, education. So, we educate them on child support guidelines, legal and physical custody, and most importantly, their children's best interest needs. We address a positive mindset, vital to their success, their physical environment. Many people going through divorce don't know where they're going to live, and the division of marital asset. And lastly, when we have those sessions, they need to leave with a clear roadmap and a recap so that they can move forward. It's important that they feel that their questions are being answered and their concerns are being addressed. And HR departments are not experts in divorce. Why would they be? It isn't their expertise, and that's where we step in. And all of our coaches here at Divorce Right are not only highly experienced divorce coaches with hundreds of years of combined experience, but many of us here are mediators, former family law attorneys, financial advisors, and mental health counselors. We have experts in every area of high conflict, narcissistic personality disorder, religious and cultural divorces, and many of our coaches here are bilingual. Many speak Chinese, Spanish, Farsi, and many Indian dialects. We have experts in divorce, in special needs for children, immigration. Most importantly, our coaches have been inside the system for many years, and they know the pitfalls and the tactics that are commonly used, unfortunately, at the expense of those going through divorce. As experts here at Divorce Right, we carefully guide our employees, those employees, to make better decisions both financially and emotionally. We make sure that any money, time, and emotion is spent at a minimum. We keep your employees out of overwhelm. We keep them organized with a clear head. We make sure that their questions are answered so they have a strong plan and strategy for managing the divorce. And, there's an article that I recently read that one of the country's largest HR consulting firms asked their clients, are your benefits a parachute or a thrill of a skydive? Well, I know that the last thing anyone needs going through divorce are more thrills when it comes to divorce. They need support, education, guidance, and strategy.
They need a parachute, right? They absolutely do. And that's why if you don't have a benefits package for mental health and well-being, whole body kind of thing that it seems to be the trend lately, it's time to get that done. And if you don't have a benefits package, it's reach out to us. We can connect you with a multitude of benefit brokers that can bring quality benefits to your company. No company is too small for a reasonably priced benefits package. Don't let the fact that you just have maybe 2 employees and compare yourself to trying to have the benefits of 100,000 employee based company would have. There are affordable packages that we can connect you with, and we're happy to do that. So beyond having a happy employee, one that's more focused and out of over, what does having a divorce policy do for your company? Well, we can help you with improved retention, because 5 divorcing employees quit. And so what I wanted to do is share with you, there's really top 3 things that either we can help you with or you can do. The number one thing is that they supported and uncared for at work. That's something that you can do. You can start to give them the support of a trained HR company, and your supervisors trained in how to manage around and are aware of their issues and are to the matter with and listen with caring and empathetic ears, right? That's something that addressed by having that culture of respect and caring for the human being as an individual comes in. We offer that divorce coaching where we with them and take them up that hill. We go up there that way together and sorted. So that's not something that they would be able to say that wasn't something that would make them quit. Number two, inability to find affordable housing near work. One of the things that we do here at Divorce Right is we have what's called certified divorce lending professionals, and they actually help and go in and help an attorney, a family law attorney, actually write a settlement statement that actually will give your employee more buying power when they need to qualify for a mortgage so that they can stay near the office. Near the office, that the real estate there has gone up just like it's gone up everywhere else, and they need as much buying power as possible. So we help in that area. And then the third thing is something that you can do. Typically, the third reason that people quit is they need to find someone, to support them as they've gone through it, particularly with childcare. So they may go home and live with mom and dad or near mom and dad so that they can take care of the kids. So an option for your company would be to provide either childcare at work, which a lot of the bigger firms do, but you don't have to look, you don't have to do that. You can find a local childcare establishment in your community and work out some affordable pricing packages. Maybe you guys pick up part of the care or all of the care. But if I were somebody that offered, daycare services, and you came to my company and said, I have 4 employees that I would like to pay for their childcare, I'm certain that I could work out a good deal for you. Mm-hmm. And so those are some ways that we can actually impact the top 3 reasons that employees quit, and start to make a really big impact on your employee retention rate. So I think that that these are 3 things that will make that 5% go down pretty substantially. Mm-hmm. So and then Paulette, I'm going to turn it back over to you.
Well, as a professional that's in the trenches, Vicki, where I walk hand in hand down the road with anyone that's going through divorce, one of the major things that affects them is how they proceed at work, because there's so many new responsibilities, appointments, people, things to keep track of, documents they have to fill out, financial statements they have to bring together. Just really understanding the process of divorce as a whole. It is a lot to take in. There's so much information to keep track of, keep organized, and it's so easy for them to get distracted. So they initially have to ask to come in late, to leave early, for additional time off. And they don't necessarily want their employer or their company or their coworkers to know that they are struggling and managing a divorce. It's, as we mentioned earlier, it's a deeply personal decision. It's a deeply personal experience in their lives. And a lot of people are looking for confidentiality. And if they're contemplating divorce, or they really just found out that their spouse is the one that's contemplating divorce, and now it's just landed in their lap and they're not prepared for it, they still have a lot of emotions to work through. So there is the emotional aspect of it, but there's also the practical aspect of it. So when it comes to their mindset of going into work and now having to do their job as whether it's a a short-term job, whether it's a lifelong career, it's always going to affect them. When a company makes the decision to bring in these new cutting edge, trailblazing, transformational, life changing benefits that have not to this point been added to employee packages, they are adding so much value to those employees that, as the numbers are, year after year after year, employees are going to get divorced. We don't want people to get divorced here at Divorce Right. We are not pro divorce, but it is a fact of life that divorce will affect a certain number of people year in. So if you have a certain number of employees, know that a certain number of your employees every year are going to get divorced, and they're going to need the support that you probably don't have the knowledge, experience, and staff to manage. I know firsthand that when a company adds those benefits, they are going to have a happier, more focused, connected, committed employee. Any employee that feels and knows that they matter to the company and their boss is going to feel so much more loyalty and connection to the company, and one that wants them to stay in the job, advance their career, and share their enthusiasm for how they personally feel valued enough to refer friends, colleagues to stay with the company. Maybe an employee from another company say, I love this company for the following reasons. Look at these additional benefits they gave me when I was going through that. This is a company that has quality of life and understands what I went through. And that's why I feel so much more committed to my job, my career, and staying with this company, because the HR department gets it. Now, I had a recent conversation, as a matter of fact, yesterday with someone that had a very influential position in a company. And after many, many years of marriage, a divorce became imminent. And she was incredibly uncomfortable speaking to anybody at the company about it. And privately said to her boss, I would love some time off this afternoon. I've got to leave a little early because I've got a meeting at school. And in fact, the HR department noticed, I don't know exactly the role, but the person in charge said, gee, you don't act like yourself. Are you okay? And she said, well, to be perfectly honest, I have mediation this afternoon. It's not a parent meeting. And immediately, oh, I wish you had told me before, and there would have been something that I could have done. And went to the meeting, came in the next day, and in the office were flowers, card. I don't remember exactly all the other accolades of gifts, but there was a very visual display for the other employees in the company to notice. And that made that employee very uncomfortable. Now, everybody's going to have different reactions to how public or private they want their personal business, and particularly divorce, to be. Some people might love that attention, but that is part of our HR sensitivity training. And knowing how an individual may react to this deeply personal, life-changing event in their life is part of a divorce coach and a trained professional to know just how to manage that. Now, some people dig in and really put more effort into their career, as if to say, well, this part of my life may not be good, but I'm going to work harder to really harness that career that they have. And others might stare at their screen with the deer in the headlight look, because everybody approaches their event in their life very differently. But as a company that adds these benefits, you are going to know that your employee is so grateful that that extra expertise is available to them. I see it. I see the difference. And it's having the knowledge and the support team there for those employees when they need it, just at the right moment.
Right. You bring up such a good point because the person that sent those flowers and gave the cards and balloons or confetti or whatever it was ha- wasn't completely listening or completely connected in a way that said this is a private matter and this needs to be something that we discuss in the HR office or in the supervisor's office, and not something that we share as a part of, hey, she's getting a divorce, let's all support her. That, as a matter of fact, that probably it did the exact opposite, right?
Mhm. Well, I don't think there was any malice, there when I
No,
had
it
the
wasn't. Get it.
conversation, but it was just out of we all have had this. I mean, let's put divorce aside for a moment. When we have a friend that either has a loss or, we just don't always know what to say. We don't know what to do, and we don't know how to react. So either we do nothing, which is what part of the problem, right, Vicky?
That's the
Or we
original
do too
problem.
much and we shine a light on it in such a way that they feel frozen and feel uncomfortable. And I mean, we're human too. And so if you don't have that experience and that knowledge and all those years of knowing, how would you possibly do the right thing? It's almost impossible to know unless you've had this training.
Exactly right. Which leads us to our final slide of the day, which is with our contact information. I want you all to know that we do offer a two-pronged solution to divorce in the workplace. We are a one of a kind. We have offer a one of a kind awareness and sensitivity training for HR managers and the company supervisors, so that we can, avoid the showing up with flowers and balloons and confetti at work for those employees that don't want it. So we do that so that you can learn to manage this issue with some respect and dignity and empathy. And then we do, so that's for your supervisor team, your HR team. And then what we do is that divorce coaching and case management for your employees, with over 60 divorce coaches from across the divorce industry, across religious and cultural issues. We meet your employees where they are. We lock arms with them and support them through this labyrinthine system of divorce. And if you'd like to learn more, reach out to us today. Those are our email addresses below, right there on the screen. And we would love to set up a conversation with you about how we can create a win-win solution for your company and for your employees. So just join us here each Thursday. We are going to be here at 1 p.m. Eastern Time, and we're going to be discussing solutions for divorce in the workplace. Our mission is to really make an impact on that $300 billion to $500 billion problem that is divorce and loss of productivity because of that life-changing event. So we hope that you all will reach out. We look forward to working with you in the future. If there is ever anything that we can do for you, we would love to have the opportunity to have that conversation with you. And at that, Paulette, are there some thank you, Erin. Very well said. We appreciate that so much. I appreciate your comments, and I will get back with everyone that is asking for some time and attention, and we would love to do that for you. So we will wrap this up. Paulette, do you have any further comments or thoughts on an employee benefits package?
I do. The conversations that I've been having in the past few weeks have been astoundingly positive, eye-opening, electrifying. Of course, I always get the where have you been? I could have used you 15 years ago, right? But that's a personal comment. But now it's as a business owner, as an HR executive, as a decision maker with employee benefits, and someone that's really, in the boardroom, in the office, in that culture, is thank you for opening my eyes to this problem.
Mhm.
I really look forward to being able to add a solution to a problem that I know has been there. I mean, we're
Mhm.
not blind. Raise your hand, everyone. Do you have someone in your life that's either thinking of divorce, been divorced, coping with divorce? et cetera, et cetera. And if it's a coworker, if it's an employee, one of your employees, you really owe it to them to keep them as an employee for yourself, for your own, gosh, dare I say, self-serving benefit as a business owner. But I know that you care about your employees. I, as a business owner, care about the people I work with, my employees. And I know you do too. But I get that comment of thank you for opening my eyes, shining your light on this solution. We knew we had a problem, but we didn't know there was a solution. But there is a solution. You can help them. So don't let your employees suffer. Be that cutting edge, aware, sensitive, knowledgeable resource that they are seeking. Be the solution to the problem that's not going away. I wish we could make divorce go away, but as we know, Vicki, it's here to stay. We can't solve everything, but we can solve keeping that employee, having them feel supported, getting them the expert guide and support that they so desperately need. I personally would have thrived if I'd had one, and probably you too, right? So
Oh
join
my God.
the club. So I'm just honored to be a part of Divorce Right. I'm honored to be a part of this solution. And I'm so thrilled to hear the enthusiasm and warm reception to being the solution.
Thank you. And I've said this before and I'll say it again. I had been served with a contempt of court order because I couldn't get through my financial affidavit.
Mm.
And because every time I put that pen to paper, I sat there and was writing down how much of a failure my life and my marriage had been. And so I just couldn't get through it. But I know that if I had had a divorce coach, that could have helped me and saved me from that. So for sure. And like you said, we don't advocate for divorce, we advocate for divorce done right. So
Mm.
thank you so much today for being on this with us today. We appreciate your time, your attention, and caring about the impact of divorce on your employees. We're here to help, and we look forward to seeing you all next week on Divorce Right, HR solutions for divorce in the workplace. Have a great day, everyone, and a wonderful weekend. And we will see you next week. Bye for now.